sell just the lake. He got it like 2 years ago.
Yeah, I have heard the word for some that was on hold.
But like 4 of us were not.
And my kids made it out of the little one.
See, that's cute.
Yeah.
And we saved it for years ago. It's dead now, but we had it for many years.
We have a little mango.
We also have a
I can't really know.
We did not
I
have a
also
whole
may have
land.
picked it up in the world
Yeah,
real.
yeah, but this place does sell like.
Well, it's all right in here. It was warm outside.
Oh, she said fashion, you wouldn't understand.
I got it. I would not recognize Sue if she didn't have a red something on.
She's got bows on her.
I did not notice that.
I don't understand it, obviously. I've never been, and it's 11 years.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Because it was pretty much.
Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what, even though your time is not as far away as my time was, times do change.
I used to be with it, but then they changed what it was.
Yes, it did. It evolved. So, it wasn't it when you were like, sorry.
As far left liberal things, but, we should.
I know they're going.
I was gonna say, that's about it. Okay, well, I communicated with Keith Wednesday.
When you went, okay, so you talked
That
about
was
you.
the consensus today.
Okay.
Well, not her, but I talked to Barry, I talked to Sue, everyone's didn't matter. So we just figured that'll give us a little bit of base, and I'll be talking to him with 6 o'clock.
That's a piece of movie.
So I don't know, Sue was just sending out a note, she might be.
Fine. You know, I don't.
I know you have Barry, it's easier if you have another, but.
We'll figure
We
out.
want parents to come and hang out.
Yeah, that's fine.
6 o'clock.
We'll move it to the program. Okay. So did you tell Nikki then?
I told Nikki, I just told her.
Okay.
I just told her Wednesday. That's all.
What you did. Yeah, and this year we just, do whatever she's got, we'll deal with it, and then next year we will deal with it. We'll try to deal with it. Plan ahead of
I
time.
looked already to see what it is and what it would be,
So we'll look at it.
Everybody else is?
We're gonna do that too, with some balloons and whatever they are.
Just sending your monthly statement on
Did you get the,
No.
oh, you brought yours.
No, I'm not sure I didn't mention it. Oh, I didn't know about it.
Yeah, I got your little note.
March 1. It's a white sheet. Funds are way. I can explain it. I can't explain to the world. Yeah. This is interesting. Tomorrow, you can't let the world go. Because there's so much printing stuff and exposed.
Yeah.
My address. Trust me.
So you're gonna have, and then your name.
We have someone in common. Amy, will you be here for a while? You know Amy?
Yes, yes.
So, when I came here from 37, I worked through some. Straight from New Jersey. Amy, my ex-husband, Bob. They were in the same neighborhood with my host family. And I was the host family, like my
Sure, I can do that. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get going because it's that time. And I recruited lovely Linda. Kind of forgot to come up the stairs, but you're moving all right.
Stairs are good. I had a shot.
Oh, even better.
Even better.
So we're going to light some candles. And let me get everybody quiet and focus before you start. Hold on.
Did Ed come in?
I didn't see him come in yet.
Okay.
But he'll find his way, I'm sure.
I don't know.
So we start with some candle lighting. If you'd like to follow, it is on page 4, I believe. As we welcome in, we say goodbye to Shabbat with light. We welcome Shabbat with lights, of course. So if you're able to rise as Linda leads us in the Hadlakat Road. Amen. Shabbat shalom. Thank you. Yeah, just use the thing. You are welcome to be seated. Shabbat shalom. Glad to have you. See, he came in. All right, we're going to begin. We're going to continue. I shouldn't say begin. We're going to keep and you know how I sometimes tell you got to sing for your own egg. Well, you all saw today is no oneg, so I hope you all enjoy some Shabbat dinner as you go home. But we will gather back during and after Passover. And I hear we have a graduation to celebrate soon, too, in May. Yay. Very exciting. We got to talk about that. That's very exciting. Has it really been 2 years? Oh, my gosh. You've just grown up so quickly. No. Anyway, we're thrilled. Daniel's been here for a couple of years as a grad student, and it's coming around to graduation. I am sure he is partying, ready to party hardy. And a very demanding program, I know. So we've been thrilled. So we'll talk more about that. That's coming up in May. So page 5, where you will find Shalom Aleichem as we welcome in our Sabbath today. Thank you all for being here. Oneg notwithstanding. See, it proves you get extra points in Olam Haba for coming to a service where there's no food after. Yay. Good for you. Page 5 as we join together. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech, Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Boachem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu ni l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Tzeitchem l'shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon. Mi melech malachei hamlachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We turn over to page 10, where you'll find Yedid Nefesh, our hymn that kind of sets the tone for our relationship with God as really a metaphor of love. Those of you who are studying on Sunday morning, this is kind of what we're talking about in our poetry in Song of Songs. So we join together the first verse and the little yided eyes that follow. Yedid Nefesh of Harachaman, Mishach Avdach El Ritzonach, Yarut Avdach Kemo Ayal, Yishtachaveh Mul Hadarach, Ki Yerav Lo Yedidutach minofet suf vechol ta'am. Yadadai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai, yadadai-dai-dai-dai-dai. We turn over to page 11, where you'll find the formal beginning of Kabbalat Shabbat as we join together Lechu Neranina, our 95th Psalm. Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Ladonai. Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Ladonai. Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Nekadma Fana Bitoda. Naria, Naria, Litzur Yishenu, Bizmirot Naria lo. Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Ladonai. Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Lechu Neranina, Ladonai. Ki el gadol Adonai u'melech gadol kol. We conclude the psalm over on page 12 by the arrow. Arba'im shana kut bedor va'omar am to'e levavheim vehem lo yadu derachai asher nishbati v'yapihi im yevon el menuchati. Page 14 by the arrow. We join together Yismechu Hashamayim from the 96th Psalm. Let's sing together. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Umelo. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Umelo. Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, Hashamayim, Yismechu Hashamayim, V'tagel haaretz. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Umelo. Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Yihiram hayam, Umelo. Ya'alo sadai v'chol asher bo az yirananu kol atzei ya'ar lifnei Adonai kiva lishpo ta'aretz yishpo tevel b'tzedek v'yamim b'emunato. You'll kindly turn over to page 19 by the bottom. This is a selection we've done. We do very often. It is a beautiful blessing, a beautiful reading that helps to welcome in Shabbat. And again, it links us to our brethren in Israel, in Tel Aviv, as it comes from the Tel Aviv prayer community, from one of their experiences. So, one of their Sidurim, one of their prayer books. So we join on the bottom of page 19 together. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your coming. Bring with you rest and peace following a tumultuous week filled with so many demands. Bring the space in which, with others and alone, we can shape an infinity of dreams. Bring the hour of forgiveness in which to hear the pounding heart of another human being. Blessed is your coming, Shabbat. Blessed is your Creator. Blessed is your light. Amen. Page 20, by the arrow, we join together. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romimu. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romimu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishtachavu lehar kodsho. Page 21, you'll find the 29th Psalm, reminding us to listen to God's voice in the world around us. If you are able to, I'll ask for you to rise as we join together. Page 21. Mizmor leDavid, havu l'Adonai b'nei Elim, havu l'Adonai kavod va'os, havu l'Adonai kevod shemo, ishtachavu l'Adonai behadrat kodesh, kol Adonai al hamayim, el hakavod hirim, Adonai al mayim rabim, kol Adonai b'koach, kol Adonai behadar, kol Adonai shover arazim, vayishaber Adonai et arzei halavanon, vayarkidem kemo egel Levanon v'Siryon kemoven re'emim, kol Adonai chotzef lavotesh, kol Adonai yachil midbar, yachil Adonai midbar kadesh, kol Adonai yecholel ayalot, vayechesof yeharot, uveichalo kulo omer kavod, Adonai lamalbu yashav, vayeshev Adonai melech leolam, Adonai os le'amo yitain, Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom. You are welcome to be seated. Page 23, you'll find Lecha Dodi, our hymn welcoming in Shabbat as our bride or our queen into our midst. We will do the first two verses on 23, the middle verse on 24, and the last two on 25, as we usually do. And then the doors will magically open. Somebody will magically open the door in the back as we do as the mystics do and welcome in Shabbat through the doors as the bride or queen in our midst. So page 23, we join together. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Shamor v'zachor b'dibur echad, Hishmi'anu el hamyuchad, Adonai echad u'shemo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'litila. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha Dodi likrat kala, P'nei Shabbat nekabela. לקראת שבת לכוון אלך, כי מקור הברכה מראש מקדם ניסוחה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. 24. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Middle of 25. ימין ושמאל תפרוצי, ואת אדוני תעריצי, על יד איש בן פרצי, ונשמחה ונגילה. לך דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. We rise. בואי בשלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי דודי, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. You are welcome to be seated. Page 27, you'll find the Psalm for Shabbat as we join together. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. להגיד בבוקר חסדך, ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשור ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון בכינור. מזמור שיר ליום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. כי שימחתני אדוני בפועלך, מעשה ידיך רנה, מה גדלו מעשיך אדוני. ישבח. By the arrow on page 28. Tzadika tamar yifrach, keheres balevanon yizke, shetulim bevet Adonai, bechatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu, od yenuvun beseva, deshenim verananim yiyu lehagid, ki ashar Adonai tzuri tzuri velo havlatabo. 29. Adonai malach eut lavesh
Lavesh Adonai os hitazar afti kontevel bal timo. Do techanemnu me'od lahavedcha na'ava kodesh Adonai liorech yamim. Those reciting Kaddish Tom, the Mourner's Kaddish, you'll find it over on page 30. All those reciting are welcome to rise and join with me. Page 30. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah v'alma divrach yirute v'yamlich malchute v'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala ubizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehe shmei rabbah mevarach leolam elomei omaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran bi'alma v'imru amen. Yehe shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. You are welcome to be seated. Just a word of Torah before we go into the evening service. This week we begin the often slighted book of Leviticus. Why is it often slighted? Well, because it is probably the most difficult and perhaps the least interesting of our modern to our modern readers, those of us who even like to read biblical text. It is not the most exciting text. After all, what's in it? What's one word? Well, it's largely concerned with the details of the ancient institution of sacrifices. Woohoo! Not just sacrifices, but what kind of sacrifices? Animal sacrifices. All you dog lovers like I am out there, this is not that they did dogs, but animals, right? Not your favorite thing. You like to go to the petting zoo, this is not it, right? Now, when did the animal sacrifice that we are thinking about and talking about in the book of Leviticus that's recorded, when did that end? Second Temple, when the Second Temple in Jerusalem in 70 CE was destroyed about 2,000 years ago, that's when our animal sacrificial cult formally ended. And contrary to what you might have heard, there are certainly some fringe groups of fundamentalist Jews somewhere who wish to reinstitute the sacrificial cult. Mainstream Judaism, from right to left and all of that, right, has no plans or desire to do so. So you may hear, well, right? Okay, well, there's always somebody out there, right? But there is certainly, for all of its lack of appeal and drama to us, all Torah is important. So the book of Leviticus was traditionally the book that Jewish children would start their study of Torah with. That was not good English, but you got my drift, right? They would study, but they would when Jewish children were first starting to study, and we know there's all kinds of things like taking honey and making it sweet. But what would they study? What traditionally was the texts that they would be starting to look at? It would not be from the exciting dramas of the narratives, right, of Genesis, or the exciting drama of Exodus, where we're going to talk about that story next week, right, at our Passover Seders. No, it was the dry, perhaps uninspiring laws that were related to the sacrifices that made up their introduction to biblical study for our kids. Anybody, traditionally, you talk about being in an Orthodox community, if you may not remember, but it could be that at 4 or 5 years old, that's what you were studying. You actually looked at the texts of Leviticus. But traditionally, that's where it was. May not have stretched that far up in our history, but years ago, that's what was studied. So my question, of course, is why? Why would we start with Leviticus? Okay? Think about it for a minute. You don't have to answer, but think about it for a minute, and I'll give you a cute answer to the story from our sages to this very ageless question, why this text? Well, the sages teach, quote, little children are pure, and the sacrifices are pure. So let those who are pure occupy themselves with things that are pure. Right? So some of you are going, that's less, okay, really? Right, really? Okay, well, it's cute. Is it not cute? It's cute. It's cute. Okay. But I would argue there's certainly other reasons, better reasons than that. And I think another reason why Jewish children begin their Torah studies with Leviticus is perhaps our teachers, we have to do a little midrash for this, our teachers wanted to impress upon our young minds early in life on the inescapable truth that sacrifice is really the very center of living. Think about it, right? Nothing worthwhile in life probably is ever really achieved without some sacrifice, without some giving of oneself in some way, right? It's nice to be handed to you, right? But we know that working hard for something, that's generally the nature that we have, especially as Jews throughout history. We've had to work for ourselves. We've had to sacrifice. We've had to give up things. We've had to think about how we do that. So let me give you an example, in a sense, right? Just the other day, happened to me just last Sunday, actually. I had a conversation with someone who was not Jewish, and they asked why Jews have been so successful. Why have we been able to be so successful, despite the fact that we're such a small minority in the world, but yet, we're everywhere. And we're in top levels of lots of different things. And, of course, throughout history, we've had many barriers placed upon us, designed to keep us, perhaps, from achieving that kind of success. And while there are probably lots of reasons, there's several reasons, our resiliency, our sense of faith, right, our faith in the future, there are many, many reasons. I think one of the most important reasons that we have, quote, outperformed, if you will, is because we have placed a priority on learning, on education. And we've been willing to orient our entire communal structure, our personal priorities as well, and make great sacrifices, using that word specifically, in support of education, both here in the Jewish world, both in the lower level, right here in our own synagogue, right in the minute, right here, as well as outside, and then certainly in the secular world. The education of our children, of the next generation, has required us to do a lot of sacrificing of our time, of our money, of our energy, of our ideas. I'm just thinking, especially if you know this in the community, right? We don't charge tuition for our small little religious school. Well, where does that come from? Well, it's from the hardworking gift wrapping of our sisterhood members and all who participate every year, right? Or from the fundraisings that we do, right? That people are willing to contribute for the hard work that's done every moment. So we know that education requires us to sacrifice our time, our money, our energy, our ideas even, right? We may have an idea, but you know what? We got to really do something better that will fit some other priority, and to create environments for learning that will help our youngsters become the best human beings they can be. And it's refreshing to see, I think, that in more recent times, we've applied this lesson not just to our kids, but to our adults, all of us, right? Learning and continuing education has abounded and much more available to us now than there ever was, especially online. You want to learn about something, you can find a Jewish institution to study it without a problem. You don't have to please come to class, but you don't have to just come to class, right? We have all kinds of opportunities out there for adults to further their knowledge of Judaism as well, whether you are new to Judaism or grew up with it from the get-go, right? So as we move through this parashah, and the next few weeks we're going to kind of be seeing, especially this week, we're going to look through the book of Leviticus, we're going to look at the sacrifices, we're going to see all the details, we're going to go like Mindy's face was, you can't see it, but it was like, oh, yuck, right? There's a lot of yuck in there, but as we do that, and as we look forward next week to our Passover Seders, what is this Passover Seder? It's a creative and a tasty forum for what? For educating ourselves, our children especially, but all of us, about our history, about the covenant that we share with God, and about the value of freedom. And we consider the priority of education in that holiday, but I hope you'll consider it throughout the year. I think Leviticus does that for us. And while we may no longer start off our youngest learners with lessons from Leviticus, you can ask Sue Lasser that. No, here, Sue, you know. The first page of the curricula does not have Leviticus right in it for our youngest or for every year in general. I think we can appreciate the message. And remember that the gift of learning and of teaching and of growing is one that has to remain a priority. And it's not just a priority for our children, but it's a priority for us as well throughout our entire lives. You always know you're never too old to learn. Yes, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. We know that's not the case. So keep that in mind, and I think it's a wonderful way of looking at why Leviticus for our tradition. And certainly, as we go through the details, we'll talk tomorrow about some specific details related to the sacrifices. But if you saw my Shabbat message today, remember the sacrifices are the paradigm we have today for prayer. We've replaced sacrifices with prayer, with doing good deeds, with study, with Torah. That's Yochanan ben Zakkai, the rabbi who said, you know what, we don't have a temple anymore. What did he do? How did he escape Jerusalem? What did he do? He went up to the north and he did what? He opened an academy. He opened a school. We know that that's the priority for us as Jews, and certainly it makes us better human beings. So keep it in mind, we're going to go forward in our evening service on page 39A. And as we sing together and as we do prayers together, you can thank God that we are not doing sacrifices, not of the actual physical variety anymore. So with that, we turn page 39A as we rise and join together. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Yai da 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 da. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach. Baruch Adonai HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. HaMevorach. HaMevorach le'olam va'ed. You are welcome to be seated. We're on 39A. We read together the English on the left side of the page, our bracha of creation. Together. Baruch atah Adonai, our God, sovereign of time and space, whose word brings the evening dusk, whose wisdom opens the gates of dawn, whose understanding changes the day's division, whose will sets the succession of seasons and arranges the stars in their places in the sky, who creates day and night, who rolls light before darkness and darkness from light, who makes day pass into night, who distinguishes day from night. Adonai Tsevaot is your name, living and ever-present God. May your rule be with us forever and ever. Baruch atah Adonai, who brings each evening's dusk. We turn on over to page 40 as we join together. Ahavat olam Beit Yisrael amchavta Torah u'mitzvot chukim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta al kein Adonai Eloheinu b'shochbeinu u'vekumeinu nasiach b'chukecha v'nismach b'divrei Toratecha u'v'mitzvotecha le'olam v'ed ki heim chayenu v'orech yameinu u'vahem nehege yomam v'layla Yomam v'layla v'ahavatcha tasir mimenu le'olamim Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. Page 41. Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad. ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'eleh asher anochi mitzavecha hayom alevavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam v'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlechtecha v'derech uvshochbecha uvkumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'hayu letotafot bein einecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha. We join in the English on page 41. You shall love Adonai your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all that is yours. These words that I command you this day shall be taken to heart. Teach them again and again to your children. Speak of them when you sit in your home, when you walk on your way, when you lie down, and when you rise up. Bind them as a sign upon your hand and as a symbol above your eyes. Inscribe them upon the doorposts of your home and on your gates. We turn on over to page 44, Omachu Toberatzon, leading up to Mi Chamocha. We will say those words with more gusto come next weekend as we join for Passover. They were the words that our ancestors sang as they crossed the Red Sea from slavery to freedom. We join on 44. Umalchuto beratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe u'Miriam u'vnei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh Nohara tehilot osef eleh Malchutecha ra'uvanecha bokeh yam lifnei Moshe ze'elianu v'yamru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov v'go'alo mi'ad chazak mimenu Baruch ata Adonai Gal Yisrael. Page 45, you'll find Hashkivenu, our prayer that asks for a sense of shalom as we end our day and look forward to a brighter tomorrow. Let's join together in the English on the left side of the page. Allow us, Adonai, our God, to sleep peacefully. Awaken us to life, O Sovereign. Spread over us your canopy of peace. Restore us with your good counsel, and save us for the sake of your name. Shield us. Remove from us enemies, pestilence, sword, starvation, and sorrow. Remove the evil forces that surround us. Shelter us in the shadow of your wings. For you, God, watch over and deliver us, and you, God, are sovereign, merciful, and compassionate. Enjoy our going and coming for life and peace, now and forever. May you spread over us your canopy of peace. Baruch atah Adonai, who spreads the canopy of peace over us, over all the people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Ushmor tzeitenu uvo'enu l'chayimu l'shalom yatav yad olam, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom aleinu v'yakol amo Yisrael, v'yal Yerushalayim. We turn over to page 46 as we rise, as we join together in Vishamru, reminding ourselves of our connection to God through the observance of Shabbat, page 46. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidorotam berit olam. Vishamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat, la'asot et ha-Shabbat, lidorotam berit olam. Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, oti le'olam, oti le'olam, oti leolam, v'shamro b'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai et hashamayim v'et haaretz v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. Uvayom hashvi Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash Shabbat vayinafash v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et Shabbat la'asot et Shabbat lidorotam berit olam. We remain standing for Chatzi Kaddish, middle of 46. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba b'yamad yivarach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayei dechol beit Yisrael bagala u'v'zman kariv v'yimeru amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam l'almei almaya yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpar v'yitromam v'yitnasei v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha berichu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran mi'alma v'meru amen. You'll find the silent Amidah for this evening, beginning page 47, continuing through page 52. As always, feel free to add your own personal thoughts to the words on the page, and when you're through, you're welcome to be seated. get through, you're welcome to continue. We turn to page 54 for Kaddish Shalem. Yitkadal v'yikadash shemei Rabba v'yama divrach yiruteh v'yamlich malchuteh b'chayechon uv'yamechon uv'chayedecho be'Yisrael ba'agala b'zman kari v'yimeru Amen. Yehi shmei Rabba mevorach le'olam olam me'omaya yitbarach Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'truma minaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha B'richu le'ela min kol berchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechmata da'amiran b'yama v'imeru Amen. Titkal bal tzeloton uva'uton dechol Yisrael kol dama v'honi v'shemaya v'imeru Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'yal kol Yisrael v'imeru Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav Uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru imru amen. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, Yaseh shalom. Shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru Amen. You'll kindly turn to page 173. Over on the far left side in the small print on the side of the page, you will find our Misha Berach for Cholim, our Misha Berach for healing and health. And as always, you are welcome to add any names to the list that I have here as we prepare to recite and sing together our Misha Berach prayer. So this evening, as we prepare for that, we keep in our thoughts Daniel Eliezer ben Tzvi, Shulamit bat Gittel, Yisraela bat Zipporah, Shulamit bat Binyamin Umalka, Devorah bat Avraham Vasara, Dan Siegel, Danielle Rice, Gittel Glasser, Ari Sanders, Bill Bucks, Lynn Alexander, Marjorie Morstein, Diane Hickey, Barbara Feingold, Harriet Siegel, Lori Kahan Simon, Nadine Hyman, Ed Tansky, Irene Friedman, Gary Kramer, Francis Haber, Caitlin Weathers, Danielle Santini, Julia Bernanke, Teresa Timmons, Suzanne Gott, Joan Klepp, Estelle Rice, Hannah Lippman, Susan Aller, Megan Contigno, Natalie Kogan, Candace Dobro, Bernie Rowe, Esther Wiener, Joanna Levine, Barbara Berger, and any names we add at this moment, if you have any.
I want to say something. Estelle Rice called me yesterday, and she's not cancer-free.
I had not heard that. Well, then our prayers are working, aren't they? Wonderful. Thank you. Well, I'll do it after. I'll tell you. Go ahead.
Sylvia Schultz and Bella Dragonberg.
Understood? Right here. We keep all of them in our thoughts as we join together page 173. Misheberach Avotenu Mikor Habarach Leimotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach Imotenu Mikor Habarach Lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Refuah shlema to all in need. We turn back in our Siddur to page 56. There you will find Aleinu. I need some help opening up the Aron. Allison, when are you going to come help? Yep, you can take Avital with you if you want. If you'll quickly, someone will quickly pull the string for us. As we rise, we join together page 56. Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tet gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu k'goyei haratzot, v'lo samanu k'mishbechot ha'adam, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, v'gohor aleinu k'chol hamonam, v'anachnu kor'im, ומשתחווים ומודיעים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל ושכינתו זו בגבהי מרומים Hu Eloheinu Einod Emet Malkeinu Efes Ulato Kakatuv Betorato V'yadata hayom V'hashevota Elevavecha Ki Adonai Hu Ha-Elohim Ba Shamayim Mima'al V'al haaretz mitachat einod al kein kavel chananai Elohim churches that login. Kakatuv b'toratecha Adonai yimloch leolam va'ed V'nemar v'haya Adonai lemelech al kol haaretz v'yom hahu yiheh Adonai echad u'shemo echad Shemho Echad. You are welcome to be seated as the Aron HaKodesh is closed. Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it very much. We turn over to page 58. There you'll find Kaddish Yatom, our Mourner's Kaddish. And as we recite Mourner's Kaddish this evening, we keep in our thoughts those whose yortzites occur today or this evening, beginning this evening, and through the rest of the week. Jack Scharf, Gloria Hollander, Bessie Nygoff, Rose Emerson, Pearl Waxman, Moses Bolonkin, Alfred Kraus, Bob Ross, Carmen Martinez, Joe Guzik, and Gussie Stern. All those reciting Mourner's Kaddish, you'll find it again over on page 58. Those reciting are welcome to rise and join with me. 58. Yit gadal v'yit kadash shemei rabbah v'yalma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei b'chayechon uvyomechon uvchaye dechol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv v'imru amen. Yehi shemei rabbah mevarach le'olam melomei olmaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitalev v'yithalal shemei dekudisha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran v'alma v'imru amen. Yehi shalama rabba min shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May be seated. Announcements, I think, is none other than my Bima buddy, Erica Zaglett. You want to use up here? You want to do down here? You want to stand up there? Okay, here we go. Here, it's that.
All right.
Wait.
I don't need it. Okay. All right. Oh, that's right. So the Oneg and Kiddush sponsors, Friday night Oneg, kitchen closed for Pesach, and Saturday morning, Kiddush lunch, kitchen closed for Pesach. Announcements and updates. Religious school on Sunday begins at 9 a.m. and Ta'am Torah begins at 10:30. Don't forget CBI, TOI, blood drive is this Sunday, April 6th, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. in the TOI parking lot. Jewish Family Services, Navigating the Challenges of Solo Aging program is this Sunday beginning at 1 p.m. at the Federation office. Reservations for our congregational second night Passover Seder are due this Tuesday, April 8th at noon. Log into your Shul Cloud account to reserve your spot and receive members-only pricing. Beginning this Monday, April 7th, the CBI office will be closed on Mondays. Tuesday through Friday, the new office hours will be 8:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. Save the date. Please mark your calendars as we observe Holocaust Remembrance Day with a special CBI TOI Yom HaShoah's program Sunday morning, April 27th, and JFS's Zikaron Bas Salon on Wednesday evening, April 23rd. Check the April bulletin for program information. Join the CBI Men's Club for baseball, fun, and food. Bring the family out to the Greenville Drive game Sunday, June 8th at 3 p.m. Tickets available via the CBI website. Weekly reminders. Rabbi Cohen's The Whole Megillah class meets this Sunday, April 6th at 9:35 a.m. Sunday is Intermediate Hebrew with Fred Leffert at 11:15. Tuesday, Torah study class with Fred Leffert meets at 5:30 via Zoom. Please see the CBI website, newsletter, or bulletin for more information on all these programs. Birthdays, April 6th, Richard Zander, and April 7th, Jeffrey Gaines.
He's coming back from his long journey far away. That was it. Nobody wanted to get married this week. I wonder why. Nobody likes to have a Hasidic reception? Is that the answer to their... A couple other announcements as I got to get something here. Don't forget your sale of chametz forms. If you're selling your chametz, you can get it in online also, or just fill out you can come fill one out or take it from your bulletin, run a copy off, and do a hard copy if you want. Either way, is this Thursday, 4/10, the 10th. So please make sure you get that in, and if you'd like to. And then remember, next Sunday is the 4/13 when we have our first day of Passover festival morning service. Believe me, I know it will be a tough one to get up for, but if you're available and can come help make a minyan, that would be wonderful. And same for next weekend. We're going to continue to have a service Friday night and Saturday before the holiday hits, with Saturday night being first Seder, and then Sunday morning our festival morning service. You can check the bulletin for those, but I just wanted to shout it out there that we will be here next Friday night. As always, we, again, won't have an oneg yet, but after that, the next Friday night, we'll have probably some Passover leftovers is the idea, I think. So, but now we mentioned our birthdays, and by the way, there are tons of other announcements we're just not even putting in there because there's too much going on. You've heard me say it. If you're bored, it's your own fault, right? Yes, it is true. There's too much going on. So if you're new, you're going to find out how busy we are, at least in the month of April. It's pretty crazy. I want to have the opportunity, because I won't see you even on Sunday. So can you catch? Here's my pitch. Right. Ha-ha. Richard being a big baseball fan. We wish you a very happy birthday as you celebrate this Sunday. At least you get it under the wire, right? You don't have to... It's no matzah cakes. My brother is on the 10th, so he's...
You want to give me a nice birthday present? Come donate blood.
I was just going to say, there's the birthday present. He doesn't want any presents but that. But please join me in singing Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach, Yom Huledet Sameach. Happy birthday. Like I said, there's lots going on. We have a lot of more announcements. Check the bulletin and the e-news that'll come out this week as well with additional things going on the next few weeks. It's really a very busy time for all of us. With that, since we're not even doing Kiddush and Motzi, right? So, because we don't want to worry about breadcrumbs everywhere. We know where to clean it. So I have the obligatory, okay? If you don't want it, you can pass on it. But as we end this evening, let me send you a little sweetness your way as we join together with a little bim bom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam bim bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat shalom, hey Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom. Take two. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Go one more time. Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, 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 Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat. Shabbat, Shabbat, Shalom, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, Shalom, hey, Shabbat, 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 Shalom. Shabbat, Shalom, everybody. Shabbat, Shalom. I do.
How you doing?
I'm doing fine. Busy. Very busy. How was yours? Okay? It was good. Yeah. You can take one or two. No one? Oh, good. You picked your favorite color? Is that your favorite color?
Well, yeah, I know, I used to work for the city.
wish I could sing like the other one. Yeah. That's terrific. You look beautiful. Thank you. Shabbat shalom.
Every time I apply, I put it as a reference because, hey, yeah, we'll see. The problem right now is schools. So that's the problem is she's not because they're right by the front. Whatever they have. But she works with materials. Design expert, but still scientific ultimately. Natural rubber and synthetic rubber, little everything super black. Landscape. You see them around every now and then. They're not really fun. In the movie now with the TV show with Robert De Niro, the Netflix TV show, not the mafia one, the one that the president. So it's convenient for Anna, because I mean, a plain tiger. But, well, like in the movie that you don't see that eventually. Yes, there's a movie about anesthesia. The movie is still. So they're filming like all the scenes that my kids were there. Even ask my wife didn't they cut. I think my wife was figure out why. Kids were there. They said that Anna feel touch. So there were my kids were supposed not to see a lot of cords. And you cut along with the cords. So where did they come from? Enfield, around Atlanta, like Huntsville. There's a movie. Lansky was the one that was portrayed like early Miami 50s. Oppenheimer, see Santa Fe and Paramount Studio film. All my kids were in it, but actually kids were the good one. It's actually beautiful. Right, yeah.